Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to Hortonville High School, the site for tonight's Fox Valley Association showdown between the visiting Neenah Rockets and the host Hortonville Polar Bears. It's a huge FVA championship matchup with many championship implications, I should say. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with Brett Christopherson, bringing you those high-definition shots. Jim Rosandick, we're all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin, and if I sound a little rushed and a little excited, Brett, it's because this is a big one. This could determine just who is going to be the Fox Valley Association Championship. And in this season, that means a lot when it comes to the postseason in terms of how you view teams going into that the playoffs.
Well, Ricardo, right, it's two of the top teams in the state. Number 1 going at it, number 4 Hortonville, number 7 Neenah. Those are the rankings in the latest Associated Press state poll. But however, you're right. Seedings come out on Sunday, all ready for the girls bracket. So a chance for Hortonville tonight. A victory for the Polar Bears clinches no worse, right, than a share of the Fox Valley Association Championship. The Polar Bears 15-1 in FBA play. Neenah 14-2. So you do the math. But Kimberly is still lurking as well with those 2 losses in conference play. After tonight, Hortonville has 2 games left. One a huge non-conference game next Tuesday at Notre Dame, the 3-time defending Division II state champs, ranked number 2 in Division II. That obviously doesn't count in the FBA standings, but then I'm going to say it, a winnable game against Appleton West to wrap it up. So it looks pretty good if Hortonville is able to win tonight. More than likely going to finish as the outright conference champions. A chance now for Neenah, of course, to even itself in the FBA race. And then what do you do, Ricardo, come seeding time? These 2 teams are in the same sectional, Neenah and Hortonville. Kimberly moves to a different sectional.
Yes.
So you presumably you would think that Kimberly a great chance to be the number 1 seed over on that side, or at least the top 2 seed. What's going to happen here if these 2 teams are tied going into the HAL 9000 or whatever you call the computer seeding? It's really going to be fascinating. So obviously one of the top games of the night in the state, maybe the top game of the night on the girls' side. And we know this not only because of what we see on paper, the records, the rankings, the star power, right, with Allie Zabel and Neenah, who, by the way, is within very close striking distance of moving up in the career scoring annals here in state history. We'll talk about that. Rainey Wilson on the other side, who just set a school record for career scoring the other night. But we also know it's a big night because they made an announcement before the game. You got to kind of squish together because there's folks that are trying to get in through the doors and trying to find a place to sit. So this place is packed. It's going to be a great atmosphere. And can't wait to tip this one off. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be another Hortonville Neenah Classic, Brett. Let me tell you that this rivalry, and we'll talk more about it. There's been some very good matchups, controversial endings.
A couple years ago, right?
Yeah. So, but let's get to know the teams a little bit. I'll start off with Hortonville. Brett will follow with Neenah. These notes, by the way, put together every week so graciously by Brett Christopherson. Well, what do we know about the Polar Bears, where they come in 17-4 overall, 15-1 in the Fox Valley Association, as Brett mentioned previously. They're the leaders in the FVA. Ranked 4th in Division I in both this week's Associated Press and WisSports.net state coaches polls. They have won 6 straight games, 15 of their last 16, and they're coming off a 66-44 victory over Oshkosh North. That was on Tuesday in an FVA matchup. That was at Oshkosh North. Polar Bears, well, you're going to hear this name a lot, Rainey Wilson. She led all scorers with 20 points against Oshkosh North on 7 of 15 shooting. She also knocked down 4 threes, added 2 rebounds and 2 steals. Michaela Warner also finished in double figures with 11 points. She was 4 of 10 overall, posted 5 rebounds and 4 steals. Callie Pepler and Emmy Fain. Oh, Brett, I had them on the round table. We'll talk more about that. It's Emmy Fain, not Emma Fain. Well, Callie and Emmy chipped in 9 points apiece. Hortonville's defense, they came up with 18 steals, and they forced 25 turnovers. Now on the season, Wilson is the leading scorer for Hortonville, just under 23 points at 22.9. She's shooting 45% overall, 41% from three-point range. She's hit a team best 63 triples, and she's also shooting 87% from the free throw line. Now Werner is next at 12.2 points. She's shooting 51% overall and 66% from the field. Callie Pepler, third at 9.9 points, also shooting 48% overall. And little sister, Cardin Pepler, is fourth at 9.1 points, and she's shooting 40% overall. Michaela Warner, one of the best all-around players in the league. He's a top rebounder at 8.8 per game. Welson's 3.7 assists per game also lead the team in that category. And as a team, Hortonville is shooting 44% overall. From three-point range, they're shooting 34%. And from the free throw line, they're shooting 71%. Opponents, well, they're shooting 38% overall against the Polar Bears defense, 34% from three-point range. And overall, the Polar Bears out-rebounding their opponents 31.5 to 27.6, and they're averaging 10.1 steals a game. And offensively, they produce 70.5 points a game, and they're allowing 53.7. Their next game, as Brett mentioned, at Notre Dame, Tuesday, non-conference matchup, tip-off scheduled for 7 o'clock. Brett, the Neenah Rockets, what can you tell me about them?
Ricardo, Neenah 19-3 overall, 14-2 in the FVA. By the way, Hortonville 17-4, 15-1. That's the Polar Bears records. But the Rockets, they're ranked 7th in Division I in this week's Associated Press State Poll, 6th in this week's WithSports.net State Coaches Poll. Winners of 7 straight, 9 of 10. They're coming off an 87-53 home victory over Appleton West on Tuesday. That was a Fox Valley Association matchup. Allie Zabel, of course, she paced the Rockets with 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting. She also drained 4 threes and finished with 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks. Rowan Klesmit posted 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Lydia Deline also finished with 11 points and added 10 rebounds and 4 assists. Neenah had a huge night, Ricardo, on the glass. 59 total rebounds in that victory. Amaya Jones, she led the way with 13 boards. On the season, Zabel, of course, a UConn commit. We all know that. She's the team leader in scoring at 27.1 points per game. That's one of the state's best averages in all divisions. We'll talk about that as the game goes on as well. Zabel shooting 52% overall, 46% from three-point range, 88% from the line. Klesmit is next at 14.4 points. She's shooting 43% overall, 34% from distance, 83% from the stripe. Ellie Buss is third at 10.2 points. She's shooting 35% overall, 34% from three, and 88% from the line. Zabel and Jones are tops in rebounding at 8.5 and 5.6 per game, respectively. Zabel and Klesmit are the assist leaders at 2.8 and 2.6 per game, respectively. As a team, Neenah is shooting 43% overall, 38% from three-point range, 77% from the free throw line. Opponents shooting 40% overall, 33% from three-point range, and the Rockets also out-rebounding their opponents 31.5 to 22.2 per game. They're also averaging 8.6 steals per game. And then finally, looking at the scoreboard, Neenah averaging 69.5 points per game and allowing 50.2. Up next for the Rockets, they're off till Thursday when they travel to Oshkosh West. That's a Fox Valley Association Ricardo regular season finale already.
Already. Tip-off is scheduled for 6 p.m. Boy, I tell you what, yeah, we're hitting the end here of the regular season, and what a matchup, because this gets you kind of in that tournament mode, right? This feels like a playoff game, and if it's anything like the first game, what was a 62-60 Hortonville overtime win back on January 2nd. We'll talk more about that, but anything like that, we're in for a treat. And something tells me that these two teams might face each other again in sectional play at some point down the line, right? And they certainly have a history, Brett, of having phenomenal playoff games. We'll talk more about that when time allows.
But this gym is jam-packed. I'm sure Rosie will do a scan here and show what this beautiful facility looks like. A brand new floor, Ricardo, all redone, looks great. And it's just jam-packed. So this is going to be loud. It's going to be intense. And it's going to give you that little that little taste of what's to come here as February rolls on and the calendar flips to March. Hard to believe we're really, a month away from the girls' state tournament tipping off at the Resch Center. Where did the season go? Hey, I want to thank our sponsors. We have Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. For a limited time at Cellcom, get the new iPhone 15 Pro on them with new line activation. iPhone 15 Pro, now with titanium. Visit cellcom.com/deals for details. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. ETS Performance provides a customized approach to strength, speed, and injury prevention training for athletes of all sports ages 8 and up. Train like the pros and take your performance to the next level. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. They have facilities in Appleton and in the Green Bay area. And finally, get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Delivery service is available. Contact them today, 920-731-0922, or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at SBCglobal.net. Got the band pumping the tunes. You know, we've done a lot of games, a lot of basketball games, Ricardo. This is by far the most electric atmosphere we've been to date.
And it certainly shows the strength of girls basketball in the Fox Valley Association and the area at large, right? Because just up the road, we have one of the best teams in the state, obviously, with Notre Dame. To the south of us, Brett, we have one of the great small schools, Laconia. They're looking like they're the defending D4 state champs, Brett. Then a little bit farther, you have Waupun, a little bit out there. They're all part, I guess, of the USA Today Network Wisconsin family. I mean, I don't want to say that they're the best in the state. No, I'll say it. This area, when you include the Fond du Lac, Oshkosh, Northwestern kind of coverage area, best in the state. You look at all divisions, right? And I almost forgot D4, also St. Mary Catholic.
Right, Jeff Chu.
It's boy, I don't want to say we're on a golden age of girls basketball, but to see where it is now compared to what it was 20 years ago is
even 10 years ago.
Even 10 years ago, you're right, Brett, is mind-boggling.
Yeah, the talent. I was just talking about this with my father-in-law today. We were talking about he was watching the Iowa game last night, the women's game with Caitlin Clark.
Sure.
And just what a buzz that's created nationally for women's basketball, and it just her exposure, her game, and what it's meant to the women's game, and she is a blast to watch. But just coming down to the high school level and what we're seeing here in the state, and particularly in this area, is tremendous. I mean, Ricardo, we have a McDonald's All-American on the floor tonight.
Right.
And Allie Zabel, and, you know, Rainey Wilson, the Hortonville superstar. She's been real tight-lipped. We don't know where she's looking and where she's going, and she's being real coy about it. But you know she's going to be playing major Division I basketball after another year of high school ball next season.
Yeah, we recently had Hortonville girls basketball on the Varsity Roundtable show. We'll tell you more about that at the halftime, but you know, and yeah, Rainey was one of the she's a friend of the show, right? We kind of asked her, you know, what's going on, and she was like,
even her teammates don't know.
Yeah, their teammates don't know. So you're right, Brett. Tight-lipped is a good way to describe
which
it.
In this day and age with social media and everybody knowing everything about everyone, it's amazing that she's able to keep kind of these college visits and everything really buttoned up. But getting back to the game, I mean, just they kind of take the mantle from players like Maddie Schreiber, who's at UW Green Bay now, and Cassie Schultz at UW Green Bay, who is at Luxembourg Casco, and Callie Genke, who is a Freedom standout, who's at UW Green Bay. I mean, just so many good players even back then, and now this group has taken it to another level, and we'll see if this continues on. But credit to the girls and just their work ethic and just how hard they put, how many hours they put into the game. You see it, and just their athleticism, their skill set is just phenomenal to watch. And I think we're in for a big treat tonight. That's why this place is packed. They know that this is major star power on both sides, and two of the best teams in the state. Two teams, Ricardo, that very easily could end up with the gold ball when all said and done. We're going to do I believe the presentation of the colors, the national anthem, and then we'll have the starting five for both teams in a moment.
All right. Back here at Hortonville High School, getting ready for the starting lineups for the teams. All right, starting lineup for Neenah. Allie Zabel, senior guard, 6 foot. Ellie Buss, a 5'5" sophomore, also a guard. Rowan Klesman, a 5'6" sophomore, another guard. Yet another guard, Rachel Diedrich, 5'5" senior. And then rounding out the starting lineup, Amaya Jones, a 6'1" senior forward. And then for the host Hortonville Polar Bears, 5'8" guard Paige Lilly. She's a senior. 5'10" junior guard Rainey Wilson. 6 foot senior forward Michaela Warner. 6 foot senior forward / guard Callie Pepler. And then 5'7" freshman Cardin Pepler. She's a guard.
They do it up here good, don't they, Ricardo?
Well, it's a big game, and with a big game, make it a little bit more special, Brett.
By the way, we got to give kudos to the PA announcer on his job singing the national anthem. He's outstanding.
Yeah, he changes a little bit of that last part of the national anthem. It's very similar to the Chicago Blackhawks, or Chicago Bulls, I believe. He also did it that way, I think. Oh, maybe it was from the Cubs.
I think one of those Chicago teams.
One of those Chicago teams.
I think it was the Cubs. Yeah, I think you're right. Does a good job. Great job. By the way, I want to thank, speaking of giving kudos to Hortonville, the athletic director, Sam Englund, rolling out the red carpet. Man, he's got his waters and Gatorades and all that good stuff. So thank you, Sam, and his great staff here. We always love our visits to Hortonville. It's always fun coming to the Ville, as they call it. And then I also want to thank Matt Schmidt, the IT guru, for getting us all set up as well. Matt Schmidt, by the way, the father of, remember Eli Schmidt, from Neenah a couple years ago, was on that state championship basketball team. Matt's a fantastic guy, so thank you, Matt, and thank you, Sam. And always appreciate, again, coming out to Hortonville. And now Highway 15 is even a nice spin over from Appleton.
Still got me a little confused, but yes.
You got lost, didn't you?
A little bit. As Amaya Jones of Neenah, Michaela Warner of Hortonville set to battle for the tip.
How'd you get lost coming to Hortonville, Ricardo? Come on.
Well, it didn't take long. I was able to correct myself as that tip is won by Hortonville. Rainey Wilson coming away with the ball as we're underway here at, I don't want to call it the Den, but it's Hortonville High School, Brett.
The Ville. That's
the
what they call it.
Ville.
The Ville.
Paige Lilly to Pepler, guarded by Allie Zabel.
How fun this has to be for the kids, right? Playing in an environment like this. Left-hand scoop. How about that? That's Paige Lilly. Easy bucket to start this game for the Polar Bears.
Paige Lilly, a standout softball player for Hortonville, Brett. Going to Butler.
There's a good matchup there defensively. Rainey Wilson on Rowan Klesman. Rowan Klesman doing a great job this season for the Rockets. She's going to be, just a sophomore, right? So 2 more years left with her. And there's a steal knocked away. Nope, Amaya Jones has it, and they're going to be a foul. Good job by Jones to corral that loose ball.
Just underway here. 17-10 left in the first half. Neenah Rockets visiting the Hortonville Polar Bears. Fox Valley Association title implications with this one. These two, can I call them arch rivals, Brett? I think you can.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Yeah, we'll talk about the history. I got a lot on the game notes tonight to see if I can get through, but some very interesting matchups. Ooh, that's knocked away. It's a wayward pass there, and here come the Polar Bears. Werner, I thought maybe she was going to spot him. Yeah, she can. She's a double-double every night, though, isn't she? I mean, she's a rebounding machine. Whoa, somehow was able to get a shot up. That was Cardin Pepler, but just lost the handle on that. So here comes Zabel. Ricardo, Ali Zabel. Here, well, I thought maybe Klesmet was going to let it fly from the corner.
Look at that, Wilson.
Wilson tie up. Jump ball. I believe that will be Neenah's ball, though. But Ricardo, Ali Zabel 10 points away from moving into 4th place all-time in the state's career scoring list. So 10 more points for Ali Zabel. How about that for a historical footnote? We are potentially seeing history tonight with Ali Zabel, the sensational Neenah senior, number 1. She's got the ball at the top right now. Little feed to Jones, leaner. And going to Hortonville. But what a career for Ali Zabel.
Look at Wilson coming up smiling a little bit. She took all of Amaya Jones there, Brett, on that drive to the paint. Pepler bringing it up for Hortonville. Warner nearing the 16-minute mark here in the first half. 2-0 lead for Hortonville. Here's Lily. She has the game's only bucket thus far in a left-handed layup.
Apologize for a little bit of a scoreboard snafu, but I figured it out, so we got it operating. 2-0 Hortonville with the lead as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Paige Lilly with the early bucket.
Defense already tight for Neenah, Brett. Look at this, making Hortonville really work.
Rainey Wilson, by the way, we talking about Ali Zabel and her scoring prowess, but congratulations to Rainey Wilson, the Hortonville sensational junior, now the all-time career scoring leader. Just surpassed Shea Frederick on Tuesday night, and that's going to be a foul on Jones.
Maya Jones Sr. Hurt earlier, I should say last season, and I think she's back to full strength now.
Big addition.
Yes.
There's a spin move, scoop shot, and Wilson with the finish.
Brett, you know what I like to call that?
Say it.
The scoop-de-loop. Now Rainey can maybe finish off the conventional three-point play. Couple of left-handed layups for the Polar Bears, Brett, to start the game, as Wilson does do exactly that. 5-0 lead for Hortonville over Neenah. On your Cellcom ETS scoreboard.
Yeah, Wilson, career scoring leader, enters tonight. Well, now we'll give her 3 more points, but she has 1,455. 3 better than Shea Frederick's 1450. Remember, Frederick, a 2018 graduate of Hortonville.
That's right, and a friend of the round table and many live streams, and I think went to Valpo.
Yeah, and I thought, didn't she finish out at Butler, though? Tough leaner by Pepler, couldn't get it to go. Rockets still looking for their first bucket of the game. 3.5 minutes into this one. Boy, what a crowd here, what an atmosphere, what a buzz. Number 4, Hortonville, a chance to clinch no worse than the share of the conference championship tonight and secure, presumably, a top seed. Klesmet looked pretty good, just couldn't get it to fall. Pepler with the board.
Wow, up ahead.
Look at that.
Callie
Pepler, and we're going to get a timeout for the Rockets.
Boy, Brad, you got to like, if you're AC Clothier, Hortonville head coach, you got to like the way the girls have started, Brett. 7-0 lead.
And Ricardo, I'm sure Andy Brownell calling that 30-second timeout. Probably not happy with that transition defense, right? Got a little bit slow getting back. And credit Hortonville for spotting it, getting out quick, popping that pass to Callie Pepler with the easy bunny. So we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard, 7-0 lead for the Polar Bears, and already 3 different players with buckets. Paige Lilly, Callie Pepler, and Rainey Wilson. Wilson with the free throw, so she's the leader with 3 points. Of course, Callie Pepler, UW Milwaukee commit. She also had D1 offers from Cleveland State, DePaul, Eastern Illinois, UW Green Bay, Indiana State, Providence, Toledo. Her sister Cammie, a sophomore for the Panthers. That's your school.
UW Milwaukee. Love it.
Good to see Callie Pepler back. Remember, she got hurt last year, and there's a 2-point basket for Allie Zabel now 8 points away from number 4 all-time in the state's career scoring list.
Here's Warner being bodied very physically by Amaya Jones. Oh, they had Warner open, Brett, on that screen. Wilson.
But Wilson driving baseline off the glass. Wow, see how that footwork, Ricardo. So fast off the bounce, attacking that baseline and able to use the glass. The glass is her friend. 5 points already for Rainey Wilson as she adds to her career scoring record. Whoa, Klesmet with a good look. Rebound, bounce pass from Dietrich to Klesmet. Nice job. Second chance points for the Rockets. Staying with it, and Klesmet gets the bucket. 5-point advantage for the Polar Bears as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Wilson, that's going to be short. Yep. And Jones with a big rebound. You'll take that shot all day if you're AC Clothier. Bounce pass inside. Tough shot blocked. Oh, they're going to say Werner with a foul.
Yeah, and it's a shooting foul too, Brett. So Maya Jones. We've seen over the last couple of games that we've done, Brett, both on the boys and the girls side, how important free throws are.
Especially in a game like this, which we suspect could be tight. Last time these two teams played, remember, that was January 2nd. Mike Sherry pinch hit for me that day, but that was a 62-60 Hortonville victory, overtime victory. That was at Neenah High School. Rainey Wilson, a big night, 35 points for the Polar Bears. She also had 8 rebounds. Michaela Werner, 12 points, 15 rebounds.
Jones' second free throw goes in. 9-5 lead for Hortonville.
Allie Zabel that night, 24 points to lead the Rockets. She also had 7 rebounds, 7 assists. Ellie Buss, 11 points and 6 rebounds for Neenah. But Hortonville, you're looking, going back to the 2020-21 season, Polar Bears 6-3 against the Rockets, but there have been some very close games. Try to highlight those here in a little bit as well.
Pepler trying to find Emmy Fain. Here's Carden Pepler. Julian Martin in for Hortonville. And look at this extended defense by Neenah, Brett. Really doing a good job. Rainey Wilson. Fain thought about that three. Now looking for some help. Gets it out to Wilson.
Good job there. It was number 10 for the Rockets, Kayla White, just following that baseline move along. I should say the Hortonville player trying to make that baseline cut. What do we have here? A foul on the Rockets?
Yeah, and Julian Martin will go to the line to shoot 2. Friend of the roundtable, one of our guests on the roundtable, along with Emmy Fain and Rainey Wilson. Martin, her free throw is up and good. 5'9" sophomore.
Boys game going on tonight as well. 38-22 Rockets on top of the Polar Bears. 3:28 left. Brady Corso already with 22 points in that one.
Wow.
Well, you talk about a team playing good ball right now. The Neenah boys, a team that I don't know if anybody wants to be playing right now.
No, they have really turned things around, Brett, and that's kind of a typical of Rubis, right?
He's like Izzo.
Yeah, their teams are always going to be there at the end, no matter what their record says earlier in the season. As Zabel.
Yeah, three defenders on Allie Zabel at all times. Yeah, it's like, I think somebody called it Rubis magic. It's like January, February, Izzo, April, is what they say in college basketball. You almost could say the same in February for Rubis. How about that rebound by Zabel? Bounce pass, nice look. And that's a finish by number 21, Corey Bartman.
Brad, Neenah has slowly worked itself back into this one. 11-7 lead for Hortonville. But remember, they led 7-0 to start to the Polar Bears.
Ricardo, that's the danger of Allie Zabel. 3-point shot, though, no good. Rebound. Who are we going to have? That's going to stay with the Polar Bears. Some contact there between Wilson and number 22, Abby Fisher. But the danger of Allie Zabel, right, you pay so much attention to her. She gets that rebound. Everybody collapses. Her vision is outstanding. Little bounce pass for the easy bucket. So she can hurt you in more ways than just her scoring.
Inbounding, Wilson. Warner back to Wilson. Look at that. Werner touched the ball last. Now it will be a turnover. I believe I have unofficially that's Hortonville's first turnover.
Yeah, looking at the series, again, I said Hortonville won 62-60 earlier this season in overtime. Last year, Hortonville, remember, we streamed the game. That was a sectional final at Appleton East. Hortonville, big night that night, 71-54. I think Rainey Wilson, I want to say 41 points.
Matchup there. Wilson got whistled for the foul there, Brett.
So both teams with 3 fouls apiece, 11-7. Polar Bears with the lead as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. But earlier in that season, Hortonville won 60-59. In 21-22, Hortonville lost to Neenah 65-60. That was a sectional semifinal at Kimberly High School. Remember that game we streamed?
Sure, absolutely.
Jones going against Werner, and Jones can't get it to fall. Werner, good defense holding her spot. She gets the rebound. Back in 2021 season, Hortonville lost 57-56, so Neenah's got some close wins as well. Just a great series and so competitive back and forth year in and year out, particularly in these recent seasons. How about Werner with a tough baseline move, and she gets it to fall. And now Werner, her first bucket of the game, and that's 5 players who have scored already for the Polar Bears. We also have to talk about the big 3. There's a 3-point shot, no good. Zabel, though, with the rebound and can't get it to fall. Another offensive board, 4th time, and Zabel's going to take it out. And finally, Wilson with the rebound. Boy, how many opportunities do you get if you're the Rockets? Got to cash in.
I believe that was 5 opportunities around the hoop. Warner. Oh, she'll pop from 3, Brett. Air ball on that one, though, as possession will go to Neenah. Brett, and I want to say hi to everyone out there watching. A couple of friends, Heidi Massey, Olivia Bayman. Olivia Bayman, I believe her brother is the assistant baseball coach now over at Hortonville. Helped lead the Polar Bears. Remember, Brett? They made it to the baseball title game in D1.
Absolutely. Yep, I watched that game. That was against Craig Council's kid, right?
Yeah. See, the Facebook thing will tell me who's watching.
How about our YouTube channel as well?
Yeah.
A lot of ways to watch our streams. Rebound, Pepler, Cardin with it. And over to her sister Callie, and then a quick transition pass to the corner for Lily, but
knocked away
defense.
almost.
Oh, trying to get the cutter, but
Dietrich.
Good defense. Dietrich on.
Oh, ripped away by Buss, Brett.
Wow, good defense by the Rockets there. They really tightened the screws here defensively after that hot start by the Polar Bears. Dietrich, little scoop shot, she'll go to the line. 4th team foul now for the Polar Bears, and you can tell, you just feel the intensity here in this gym.
I'm telling you, when we're up here, like where the dancing area is for the dance team, Brett, it's nice and cool in here. I can feel the temperature difference if I stick my mug out into the crowd here from the window.
Yeah, it is hot, isn't it? Good place to be here on a Friday night. Let's see who was whistled for that foul. I didn't catch that. That would have been Cardin Pepler. As Dietrich 2 for 2, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different players now who have scored for the Rockets. So both teams showing off their offensive balance. Boy, good defense on Werner, knocked away.
That's
yeah, that was 22. Abby Fisher knocking it away. Good defense. Werner trying to work that baseline, and there's the bell going to go up left hand, but blocked by Wilson.
I don't know if Wilson knew she blocked that. She just had her hands up, Brett, and a very fortuitous drive right into her, I want to say her left hand, and she was able to knock that one out of bounds.
Well, good read, though, by Rainey Wilson, because it looked like it was a clear path to the basket for Allie Zabel. Neenah 48-26 on the boys' side at halftime over Hortonville Rockets with 9 3-pointers in the first half. Brady Corso, 25 points in the first half. Zabel, oh, she gets the friendly bounce. 5 points for Zabel.
Brett Friendly hit. That's a good way to describe it.
That looked long. Hit the
hit
the heel and just stopped. Died on the back of the rim and just fell through. So 5 points away, Allie Zabel from moving into 4th all time. And there's a nice little runner by Callie Pepler, who has 4. Great game here. Great start to this one. Klesmet, tough shot, and she's fouled. She'll go to the line shooting a pair.
Are they going to call that on Julian Martin? Yeah, 1 and 4. That is Martin, the sophomore. But for Neenah, Klesmet will be going to the line to shoot 2.
Nothing but net for Rowan. Of course, the sister of Cal and Max Klesmet. Cal at Northern Michigan, right, for men's basketball. And, of course, Max doing his thing down with the Badgers. Wonder if they're not playing tonight, if they're checking out our stream. But wish both Max and Cal well. Great family, the Klesmet family. Fantastic people.
Oh, Wilson will pop from 3, Brett.
Oh, and she gets it to rattle down. Wilson now. 8 points for Rainey.
Didn't hesitate, Brett. Just shot that one beautiful arc on her shot.
Yeah, she's a confident shooter. And, again, be very curious to see where she's going to end up collegiately, because, as we said before we got going here, nice bounce pass, but blocked by Werner. Jones tried to make a move. Transition. Martin going to go up. Little jump stop, shot fake, and Martin with a bucket. She's got 4. But to finish that thought on Rainey Wilson, nothing is listed on any recruiting service or WisSports.net about who's looking at her, who's offered. You know she's got to be going somewhere.
Brett, she might go right to the WNBA.
I mean, you never know, right? Amaya Jones trying to clear some space. Klesmet going to let it fly and can't get it to rattle down. Cardin Pepler with the rebound. Wilson, oh, look at that split in the defense. Couldn't get it to fall. Oh, yep, you're going to let Zabel take it, and she'll take that every time. Oh. Almost another offensive rebound, though, but Hortonville able to come up with it as they are leading by 6 as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard.
I have a comment on YouTube, Brett. Jeff Sia saying, go Neenah. As Warner, too hard on that one, as Zabel with the rebound.
Looks like Zabel, tough shot.
Yeah, they're letting them play a little bit, Brett, or at least it appears to.
Sorry, folks, there's 5.5 minutes to play, three-pointer. It looks like they've redid their scoreboard here and moved the clock suddenly. So
that'll be a foul on Julian Martin. I'm sorry, Brett.
Yeah, I'm just letting people know why the clock isn't showing all of a sudden. They've moved the clock up on their video board, so we're going to have to make that adjustment. Is there a foul, Ricardo?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't see who it was.
I don't think so. They haven't switched anything on the scoreboard as far as fouls. Still 5-3. So 5:14 to go. The clock continuing to run here in the first half.
Oh, Martin. She does take the 3, Brett.
Whoa,
look at
nothing
that.
but net.
Big smile on her face. Dialing from long distance.
Just
Julian Martin.
Largest lead of the night for the Polar Bears, up 9.
Brett Martin has the last 5 points for Hortonville.
Oh, how about Klesmet with a tough take, finishing with some contact as well. Klesmet now with 6.
Oh, look at that McFain. Right to Martin. Martin make it 7 straight points for Martin.
9 points for Martin. 4:34, clock continuing to run here in this first half. We'll adjust the camera in the second half. Apologize about that. And how about that for a little runner and a finish by Fisher, her first points of the night.
7-point lead for the Polar Bears.
And now they move the clock back.
Okay. Yeah, so we're good now?
What are we going to do if they keep doing that on the scoreboard? How about that? What a post feed, but a great job by Werner Ricardo just sealing off the defender and a target where she could only catch the pass, and then was an easy little move to the basket for the finish.
Yeah, nice point over to Werner from Wilson on that assist, as Zabel will go to the line to shoot 2. Boy, Rainey really can do it all, can't she? Look, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag right now, Brett. Rainey Wilson's going to be on my Fab 5 next year.
Yeah, I don't think that's anything noteworthy or breaking news, right?
All right.
I think that's fair. Zabel now with 6 points, so 4 points away from 4th place all time on the state's career scoring list. Also got to talk about the big 3, Ricardo. We got to include Kimberly, of course, and how they've really all taken turns beating up on each other this season. And Zabel can't get that second one to fall. So 6 points for Zabel here, 8-point lead for the Polar Bears. We look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard.
Good Wilson, Fisher guarding her. It's Callie Pepler working her way inside. That one's too hard though. And a rebound by Kayla White. Here's the bell. Pepler's on her. And Hortonville's defense doing a great job overall on the Rockets. Here's Buss.
Good patience by the Rockets.
Yes.
Just waiting for something good to open up. Not trying to force anything, but there you go with Klesmet. A lot of contact, letting that go. And now Wilson, watch out.
Look out.
Oh, good hustle by, that was number 4. Was that Celia Gentile, the freshman out there, getting some minutes for the Rockets? But good hustle, because that's a scary sight if you see Rainey Wilson with a full steam ahead. Thinking that she's just going to go coast to coast. Knocks it out. Hortonville basketball up 8, 2:44 to play.
Here's Wilson, Zabel. What a matchup. Those two fantastic players. Here's Callie Pepler, not able to finish though. Klesmet with the rebound.
Remember Callie with the injury last year. Good to see her all healthy and good this year for the Polar Bears.
That's going to be a foul on the floor.
Yeah, 6th. No, that's the 7th. So bonus free throws coming up for the Rockets. 17th foul against the Polar Bears. And Wilson now, her 2nd personal for Rainey Wilson with 2:16 to go. What do you do if you're AC Clothier? Do you leave Wilson in with those 2 fouls?
Tough decision here, as that free throw, no good. But look at the rebound, though, by Fisher, and then the 3-point attempt, no good. Hardin Pepler taking it to the rim.
They're saying on the floor.
Yeah.
It's only the 4th team foul for the Rockets. Everybody's too used to watching the NBA. Continuation.
Yeah. Here's Pepler. Off her foot, but right back to her big sister, Callie.
Right. Talk about good double team there to making sure that Pepler couldn't do anything with it. Almost got knocked away, but she has it again. 3 from the corner. Rainbow. Rockets with the board. Minute 35 and counting here in this final moments of a very entertaining first half. Zabel, tough take in the finish. 8 points now for Zabel. 1 more bucket away from moving into 4th place all time in the state's career scoring list.
You just kind of feel like she needs to be even even more
just
aggressive.
take over.
Yeah, just take over the game as Wilson in a little bit of a trouble, able to get it away.
Good double team there. And you talk about a matchup like you said before, Zabel going against Wilson. Look at Wilson, going to let it fly short on that. Zabel has it. You know, both players, both kids, they love that, right? They want to go best against best. Oh, I think that's a kick.
Yeah, that's a definite kick. And Neenah will retain possession.
So yeah, Allie Zabel, one more bucket away from 4th all-time. Currently held by Anna DeForge of Niagara, 26:01. Allie comes into tonight's game with 25.92 on the career scoring list. So look at Klesmet with a little move and nothing but net. Klesmet now with 8. And good to see Rowan showing that confidence.
That was smooth, Brett, like butter.
4-point game now. Will the Polar Bears hold for the final shot here as the clock continuing to run? Rockets have a couple fouls to give if they want to. Almost a steal. Wilson has it.
Brunell's getting very animated there on the sidelines for Neenah.
He's playing defense with him.
Oh,
Wilson,
no
and
way.
it hangs on the front iron and falls through somehow.
You got to be kidding me.
I know.
Oh, Wilson. She's fun to watch.
Well, they all are, aren't they? Let's see what the Rockets want to do. Zabel, I thought maybe she was going to let it fly with 7 seconds to go. Tough take, left hand.
Wow.
There it is. 4th all-time now for Allie Zabel on that bucket. And that's how the first half comes to a close. Woo. A history-making shot for the Rockets senior. And what a first half that was. We're in for a heck of a second half, Ricardo, because that was good basketball between two of the best in the state of Wisconsin.
You just got a feeling that this is going to come down right to the end, Brett, just like the first matchup did. What a joy to watch these two teams go at it. So many great players on the floor. Again, Allie Zabel, what, the 3rd all-time leading scorer?
Fourth now.
Fourth all-time leading scorer.
She needed 10 points. She's got 10 points, and we'll kind of outline that here as we come back. But first, again, we look at our Cellcom ETS Performance Scoreboard. Hortonville leading Neenah in this battle of two of the best in the state of Wisconsin here in Division I. 29-25 Polar Bears with the lead. We'll talk more about tonight's game and what we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin after this short break.
Every day is a new chance to do the right thing. At Cellcom, doing the right thing means keeping you at the center of all that we do. It's technology with a heartbeat.
Promote your business, unite your team, or just get your name out there with help from the professionals at Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Family owned and operated for over 20 years, we have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your business or organization. We can put your logo, name, or anything else you want on any article of clothing. From embroidery and screen printing to graphic design and heat press services, we've got you covered. Call today.
top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable. Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Welcome back to Hortonville High School. Again, as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard showing the Polar Bears on top of the Rockets, 29-25 here at the half.
From the top of the 222 building on College Avenue in downtown Appleton, it's Varsity Roundtable.
First half is off.
Yeah, I really like what I saw from both teams. The rebounding is essentially even.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Arguello.
Hortonville with 3, Neenah with 2. And really not surprisingly, the scoreboard reflects that, right? 29-25 lead for Hortonville. We mentioned this towards the latter part of the first half, Brett. I feel like Allie Zabel just needs to be just a tad more aggressive and maybe taking over. And I know Neenah's more than Zabel, no doubt about it. But in these kind of big games, you kind of wait for her to kind of take charge, and she's that kind of a player, Brett. I wonder what that means for the second half. And if you're Hortonville right now, to me, if you're AC Clothier, you're just kind of keep doing what you're doing. Right? You're doing a great job. You're really making Neenah work hard to get those looks at the basket. And obviously, this is a Polar Bears team coming in with a lot of confidence. Both teams really are. And this is just turning out to be a spectacular game as we both kind of thought it would be. Second half should be as crazy.
Well, Ricardo, I mentioned Allie Zabel 10 points away from moving into 4th place on Wisconsin's career scoring list for girls basketball. She has 10 now. She entered tonight 2,592 career points. Now make it 2,602 points.
Hold on a minute. I need that for Twitter purposes. How many?
Well, now she has 2,602. One more than Anna DeForge of Niagara, so that puts her 4th all-time. Top 4 scoring leaders now for Wisconsin girls basketball. Megan Gustafson of South Shore, 32-29. Then Shamira Williams of Milwaukee Academy of Science, 31-20. Jolene Anderson of South Shore, 28-81. And now Allie Zabel with 26-02. So congratulations to Allie. Ricardo, how about that? You're seeing one of the most prolific scorers in state history here tonight.
Yeah, I'm updating my Twitter on that. You can follow me at Ricardo or at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. You can follow Brett at PC Brettsy and Rosie at Metal Rosie.
So congratulations to Allie Zabel, and congratulations to Rainey Wilson. We mentioned on Tuesday night the Polar Bears taking down Oshkosh North. Wilson became Hortonville's career scoring leader. She has, 10 points as well. So she now has 1,462 points and counting for the record for the Polar Bears, who are back on the floor already. First half scoring for the Polar Bears: Paige Lilly with 2, Wilson with 10, Werner with 4, Martin with 9, Callie Pepler with 4. For the Rockets, Zabel with 10, Klesmet with 8, Dietrich with 2, Bartman with 2, Fisher with 2, Jones with 1. Tuesday night, we'll be back at it. We're going to be at Freedom High School, Ricardo, for a really good Northeastern Conference boys game. Fox Valley Lutheran ranked in the top 10 in Division II, although I saw, last night the Foxes, I believe, lost to Appleton East. Appleton East suddenly with making a little bit of a late season run here behind the great Joey LaChapelle, the program's leader on the boys' side for Appleton East, a career scoring leader. But we're going to see the Foxes and Freedom. Boy, Freedom, Ricardo, really having a nice season under their first-year coach. I believe Andrew Gibbons is his name.
Right.
And they have a sensational freshman in Donovan Davis. I want to say he's like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" range, and already kind of garnering attention as one of the state's best in his class. So I'm really looking forward to checking that out, and a chance for the Irish to kind of keep pace. The Irish really, I'm surprised. You could almost maybe start to think about, could they be a top 10 team in Division III right now?
I'd have to definitely consider them on that way, Brett. They're having a fantastic season, Northeastern Conference, obviously led by Fox Valley Lutheran. But Fredo's been right there too, and some of those young players for them, as you mentioned, really paying off really well for them, having fantastic seasons.
Yeah, so, that's always a good league. Obviously, Wrightstown a little bit down. Little Chute playing better basketball. They're, I think, third. Clintonville as well. The Truckers playing some good basketball. So some teams that could make some noise in Division III. Of course, Brilliant and Kiel flexing their muscles as well here in the northeast, eastern part of the state. So we'll see how that all plays out as well. But Varsity Roundtable show, we had Notre Dame girls on Wednesday night.
Speaking of good basketball.
3-time defending state champs, ranked number 2 in Division II, but sounds like we have another big time show coming up on this next Wednesday.
I'm in discussions with Coach Winchester over there at De Pere. Hopefully have the defending Division I state champ De Pere Redbirds, Brett, on the big show coming up this Wednesday, the only online high school sports talk show in the state. How's that? You go from Notre Dame girls basketball, the premier program in my opinion, still in D2, right? 3-time defending state champs, to the premier Division I boys basketball team. Brett, defending state champs. What were they, 31-0?
30-0.
30-0 last
team to
year.
do that, yeah.
And, going to have them hopefully on this Wednesday. Hopefully we can get that finalized. Best place to find out about that is go to our TikTok page at Varsity Roundtable. We're also on Facebook, facebook.com/Varsity Roundtable. We'll find out who exactly we're interviewing, Brett.
As we said, it's going to take a Herculean effort, I think, to take down De Pere on the boys' side in Division I. I know they lost to Wisconsin Lutheran earlier this season, snapped a 42-game win streak. Wisconsin Lutheran, of course, ranked number 1 in Division II, led by Con Knippel, the Duke recruit. Waiting for some court maintenance here to start the second half. Looks like the Rockets will open the second half with the ball down 4 as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. And guys, I switched the camera angle so the scoreboard clock, the opposite scoreboard, so I know that's not moving around, and it's a little bit of an angle, but I think it'll work better than the herky-jerky video board clock that was kind of going all over the place. And we want to make sure you know how much time is remaining here in this game, which the second half should be a sensational game between these two powerhouses. Isabel going to let it fly and buries it, Ricardo. How about that to start the second half? Make it 13 now for Allie Isabel, and as we said, now the 4th leading scorer in Wisconsin girls high school basketball history.
Well, I think the Rockets just need her to take over, put the pedal to the metal, just kind of start throwing around that fantastic McDonald's All-American resume as Lily.
Oh, but Wilson right there. Wow. And, that looked like a lot of ball there by, I think Ellie Buss will be whistled for that one. And Wilson going to the line. So Wilson with 10 first half points. Nothing but net for the junior.
That lead back up to 3 points for Hortonville. 12 points now for Rainey Wilson.
That is what she has, yep. Isabel with 13, Wilson with 12. Buss going to let it fly. And Jones with a big offensive rebound. No, it's a nice little pass to Klesmet, who was just waiting right there near the free throw line. A little bit inside, maybe we'll call it a 13-footer, but here we go, back and forth.
6th rebound I have for Amaya Jones as Wilson somehow got her own
rebound.
Oh,
wow, what a finish there. Big-time implications in this one. Hortonville can clinch at least a share of the conference title, and Ricardo probably a top seed as Jones now with the finish. And a red-hot start for both teams to open this second half, but we wonder what's going to happen with the seedings if these two teams in the same sectional both have 2 conference losses and we have a tie-up.
Yeah, and the ball will stay with Hortonville, however, but good defense by the Rockets.
Remember, the WIA will release girls basketball tournament seeds and pairings for all 5 divisions That's going to be part of a 1-hour show that will run Sunday at 11 a.m. on WIA State Television Network stations. The show will also streamline on those stations' websites. I've got that the stations, Ricardo, is WKOW, WAOW, WXOW, and WQOW. As Wilson from 3 buries it. Back and forth. These two great teams are going at it now.
Very few have the intensity of Rainey Wilson, Brett. You just feel like if you put a challenge in front of her, she's going to meet it. As that turnover now by Neenah.
Yeah, watch out, Carden-Pepler. And we're going to get a foul on the Rockets.
During our roundtable show, Brett, boy, she was giving you a glare down because you thought, because our trivia contest, you felt she raised her hand before one of her own teammates, and you thought she didn't. And
you could see the competitive spirit in Rainey Wilson. If she could have, if looks could kill, I wouldn't be here tonight. Let's just put it that way.
Love it though. That's the kind of intensity that these competitors have.
She's a good kid. Werner, tough shot, and look at this. Pepler somehow gets it to fall. Carden-Pepler, her first bucket of the night.
And if you're Brownell, you got to be a little disappointed with your team defense and rebounding there. You can't have that happen. As that is a foul. That'll be on Carden-Pepler.
That's her second. I think the officiating has been very good in this game, and it's not easy when you're going against this type of stuff.
And that has been in previous postseason games a point of contention, the officiating. Am I right, Brett?
I think these officials have been excellent. Tough games to officiate when it's intense, but they're making sure it doesn't get overly physical. Klesmet, no good, and look, Werner's looking down the court, but Zabel read it like a defensive back and intercepting the pass. Now Zabel kicks out to Buss. I thought maybe Buss would let it go. Rockets will reset down 6, I should say. Buss, tough shot, and the Polar Bears, Werner with it.
Werner has a bunch of rebounds too. I got to count these up. I think I have her with 4 unofficially as Werner will take it.
Whoa! Boy, you don't see her miss that very often. Now Zabel going to let her teammates catch up. Sometimes Zabel's so good. Is a Buss going to let it fly? Zabel, sometimes I was going to say, is so good at kind of lulling the defense to sleep. She sort of dribbles and kind of waits for her teammates, and then she just pops it, lets it go.
Julian Martin in for Hortonville. As Paige Lilly takes a break.
But again, don't miss WIA releasing girls basketball tournament seeds, pairings for all 5 divisions, Sunday at 11 a.m. Regional play on the girls' side tips off February 20th. Of course, state at March 7th through the 9th at the Resch Center in Ashwaubenon. And the WIA website will have tournament brackets on its site immediately following the live announcement. So I know, Ricardo, you'll be tuned into that.
Oh, I'll definitely be paying attention. Maybe try to whip up a story or something, Brett.
And then, of course, next Sunday, I assume, will be the boys' brackets. But again, what happens if both of these two teams have 2 losses and nothing has been determined conference-wise? They'll have split the season series. Ooh, Pepler, no good. Whoa, loose ball. Rockets have it.
Brett, that's up for the HAL 9000 supercomputer to figure out.
And you know the HAL 9000 is going to have some interesting and some screwy early matchups anyway, isn't it? As Klesmet, rims out.
Wow. Thought that was going in for a second there, Brett.
Carden-Pepler now picks up her 3rd. As Rowan at the line. Rowan with 10 points. Of course, we mentioned her brothers, Max and Cal. Max, Ricardo, the all-time leading scorer in boys for Neenah basketball history.
Fantastic career for him. Of course, the Rockets won the state title a few years ago, Brett.
Yeah, 29-1.
I want to say that great backcourt of Chevalier, Emery Jr.
Yeah, that Carter Thomas, of course, and J.J. Piter and Eli Schmidt, and it's just, of course, Brady Corso, a sophomore on that team, a sharpshooter, 1,000-point scorer now as well. Not too many 1,000-point scorers in Neenah boys history. We're kind of Surprised to hear there's like 5 or 6 all time.
Yeah,
that is
a little surprising as Pepler, she's being guarded by Zabel.
Almost knocked away.
Emmy Fain.
Oh, Zabel steal.
Wow,
Watch out. Here we go.
hands.
She's going right to the rack. Wilson there. And Zabel can't get it to fall, but she's going to the line.
Quick hands from Zabel on that one, Brett, to get that steal.
But see how fast, though, Wilson got down the floor to try to come up with the block. Zabel with 13 points, 1 of 2 from the line, make it 2 of 3, and now 14 points for the UConn commit. McDonald's All-American. Congratulations to Allie on that tremendous honor.
Little 4-0 spurt by Neenah, Brett. It was 38-32 at one point. Now they have it within a possession. Julian Martin.
That McDonald's All-American game, by the way, April 2nd at the Toyota Center in Houston.
Brett, do you think they'll approve me going down there to cover that one
No.
for Isabel? Okay.
No. Back in the day, maybe.
Thought I'd ask.
She's, the first McDonald's All-American, maybe only the second since Brian Butch, right? But in Appleton Post-Crescent coverage area history, I want to say. Brian Butch, of course, in 03 for Appleton West. Zabel also recently named a finalist for the State's Miss Basketball Award. Of course, we all remember she won a gold medal on the U19 Team USA squad at the 2023 FIBA Women's World Cup. And how about that for a triple? Emmy Fain?
She hits those. I mean, maybe you don't think, there's so many other great shooters here, and you kind of forget about Emmy Fain, but she's I know the games that we've done, she's hit some big ones there for the Hortonville Polar Bears. Well,
So
Brett,
timeout, yeah.
if I may brag a little bit, you talked about Miss Basketball.
Sure.
Of the 6 finalists, 4, Brett, are on my Fab 5 team.
Yeah, list them.
Which we saw on the promos during the halftime. That would be Waupons Kale Peterson going to Marquette, right? And then obviously Isla Isabel going to UConn. She's one of them as well.
And 2 for Notre Dame.
And 2 for Notre Dame. Trista Feta going to Southern Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Gracie Gresh going to Wisconsin. So fantastic stuff. That shows you, again, the strength of the Valley and the Greater Valley when it comes to how many great players we have, Brett. It's fantastic. And to have those 5 girls, along with Callie Pepler, she's going to UW Milwaukee. She's the 5th member of the Fab 5.
That's a nice Fab 5 for you, Ricardo, having 4 Miss Basketball state finalists. So 5-point lead after that 3-point bucket by Fain. 30-second timeout by the Polar Bears.
Look at Paige Lilly playing defense.
Jones trying to get position on the block, but now she's calling for Klesmet. No, Klesmet wants to stay there instead. Klesmet guarded by Rainey Wilson. Good movement by the Rockets. Good defense, though, by the Polar Bears. Knocked away. Loose ball. Loose in the
Emmy
Polar
Fain.
Bears. Yep, come up with it.
Brett, I have Neenah with 3 turnovers in this half.
Oh, good find. Good hands, and Werner's fouled by Jones.
Yeah, that's tough. If you're Amaya Jones, you're kind of stuck in no man's land there. Nice pass into the paint, though, as Michaela Warner will go to the line shooting 2. Warner also heading to play collegiately. Why am I drawing a blank on that? I'll look her up. She's on my Twitter. We follow each other. Let me see if I can find
Too many kids to remember, and too much talent in this area. Warner
That's
gets
true.
1 of 2, so she's got 5. That was her first trip to the free throw line tonight. Back up to a 6-point edge for the Polar Bears as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard.
Michaela Warner, she's going to University of St. Thomas.
Oh, yeah, the Tommies. Boy, I saw some renderings. They're going to have a brand new arena. They definitely are going D1 now. When you look at this arena, as Wilson, tough baseline move, and finished Rowan with 14 points. The Tommies have a classic Division III gym, very nice facilities, and actually I've been around that campus a couple times. It's gorgeous over there in St. Paul. But yeah, this arena.
it looks nice. I saw it.
You're Division I now when you're going to build something like that. They've had a pretty nice transition to D1. How about that move by Werner? Too fast along that baseline. And 7 points now for Werner. Just under 10 minutes to play here, second half.
Callie Pepler on Zabel.
Boy, Zabel, wow! Step back 3, and we have a timeout.
You knew kind of that was coming, didn't you? That step back three-pointer of hers, so dangerous.
30-second timeout for the Rockets. How do you stop that?
I don't know.
I don't think you can.
Well, we can't.
I don't. No, we certainly can't. But she's so quick again off the bounce. She's got great footwork, so you have to honor that. But then she's got such a quick release on those step backs. Man. 82-63 Rockets boys over Hortonville with 4 minutes to play. Brady Corson out with 37 points.
Woo. He might be in the running for Athlete of the Week next week.
By the way, again, Tuesday night's our next varsity game of the week. Live stream will be at Freedom High School for a great Northeastern Conference boys game between the Irish and Fox Valley Lutheran, two outstanding teams. FVL ranked in the top 10 in Division II. We'll go live around 7 o'clock. As for this game, be sure I see there's a steal. Our colleague, photojournalist Bill Glasheen is here, and he'll have a photo gallery later tonight on postcrescent.com. Check it out. Big three. Wow! Is that Bus with a triple?
Yeah, we have a tie game as well, Brett.
We do, and you can hear the Rockets fans. She kind of pumped her fist after that one. That was a deep three. That's Bus's first basket of the game, her first points of the game.
Well, foul on the floor, and yes, it will go against Neenah. I thought maybe they could have thought about maybe an offensive foul, but position will remain with Hortonville. Oh, Brett, we're all tied up, kind of what we figured. This game might go down right to the last possession. Again, 62-60 was the first matchup, won by Hortonville as Wilson.
Using her just her strength, Ricardo, to get around that. Rainey Wilson so strong, fighting through some contact, the defenders to get that bucket. Wilson a half for 19 points. Zabel, tough shot. Oh, can't get it to fall. Rebound, though, and that's going to be a tie-up. And who stays with the Rockets? Good job by, who was that, number 21, though? Court Bartman, the senior, 5'10" for the Rockets to fight for that. And the Rockets with another possession, down 2 as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. Just 8:31 to play in this second half. Oh, good feed inside, and how about that for a finish by Bus, Ricardo? Kind of a little flick behind her head, and it goes through.
She's amped. Ellie Bus, 5'5" sophomore for the Rockets, has a chance to give her team a lead, Brett, for the first time in the game.
And does. That's the first lead for the Rockets. Wow. Bus now with 6 points all this half. Wilson fighting through. No, that's Martin with a basket. Fighting through contact.
Yeah, she had a pretty good first half, Brett, did Julian Martin off the bench.
Zabel picks up her second. Julian Martin, nice looking player.
Yeah.
And she's got 12.
Back and forth we go here at Hortonville High School.
Just a sophomore, Ricardo, Julian Martin. You pair her up with Rainey Wilson for another season. How about Zabel? Wow, knocked away.
Yeah, was that Julian Martin too?
I think maybe some Neenah fans thinking there should have been a foul there, some contact, but refs say play on as Wilson. Tough take off the glass, and it's good. And the chance for the three-point play again for the Polar Bears.
She's just so strong, Brett. She obviously spends time in the weight room. I mean, you always feel pretty good when she goes up for that bucket, Brett, that she's going to be able to finish.
And that Neenah lead short-lived as back-to-back buckets and then the and one. First for Martin, now for Wilson. Back up to a 5-point lead for the Polar Bears. And I have 22 points for Rainey Wilson. Almost,
look out.
Loose ball. We're going to get a Hortonville foul instead.
Is that on Warner?
That is, and if it is, that'll be her third.
Okay. A little bit of booze coming from the Hortonville section, Brett, but I think that was a good call. You know, every time you have those, kind of loose balls, Brett, there's going to be a possibility of a foul here as Rowan Klesman, and they're going to call her for the offensive foul. And guess who was at the bottom of that? That was Warner, Brett. I have that as unofficially the 5th turnover, Brett, by Neenah. Wilson, look out. And they're going to call, Brett, they're going to call Fisher on that foul.
And that's the 9th team foul now, so 1-and-1 coming up for Rainey Wilson. Chance to make this a 3-possession game with 7:26 to go. Got them both.
Brett, just like that, the lead's up to 7 points.
24 points now for Rainey Wilson, 14 this half.
Again, Neenah led 47-46 at one point.
8-0 run here. Boss, who's been feeling it. Good save.
Yeah, great save.
Tracy Pepler just following Zabel wherever she goes. Zabel gonna let it fly. I thought that was good. That looked good.
Another key rebound by Michaela Warner.
It's Wilson's turn. Buries it. And a timeout for the Rockets. Too much space, Ricardo. Too much space.
Wilson is some kind of player, ain't she?
Oh, boy.
Let me tell you, Brett, 10-0 run. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's an 11-0 run by Hortonville, Brett, after Neenah took that 1-point lead, 47-46, on the free throw from Buss.
Well, yeah, remember it was three-point plays. We saw the three-pointer there, but then three-point, the and ones by Wilson and was it Martin, and then a pair of free throws on top of that. And that was a short-lived lead by the Rockets because immediately down the floor, I think what was Wilson with the three-point play, and then Martin followed shortly thereafter. 27 points, Ricardo, for Rainey Wilson now.
She loves this matchup. I'm telling you, she always has great games.
Zabel has 18.
I think, didn't she score 41 in that sectional?
Sectional final, and I know she had a big game. Was it 35 in that overtime win?
Something about this matchup just brings the best out of Rainey Wilson, no doubt about it. But now it's Zabel's turn. Will we see her answer on this possession for the Rockets?
Good little help there by Martin, though, because it looked like Wilson was eyeing it up. Tip back, and Zabel somehow able to corral the loose ball. Another opportunity for the Rockets to try to chip away at this deficit.
Oh, nice behind the back by Buss, and she'll go to the line. Wilson will be called for the foul.
Yeah, that's going to be Wilson's third.
Wilson didn't like that call. Buss has a chance to hit a couple very important free throws as this game now, Brett, is nearing the 6-minute mark left in the second half.
Yeah, Buss 1 of 1 from the stripe, make it now 2 of 2. She's got 7 points all this half.
This stops the bleeding here. That 11-0 run by Hortonville is snapped.
And Buss good on the pair. You look at Hortonville, 3 of their losses this year, right, to state-ranked teams. They lost to Pewaukee, ranked number 1 in D2, led by Michigan State commit Amy Tarian.
Yep.
Of course, the paper maker, oh boy.
You can't have that.
Nope.
Just a breakdown in the Rockets' defense, Brett, but continue.
Well, yeah, and then, of course, they lost to Kimberly, ranked number 5 in D1, and then Verona. They lost to the Wildcats, ranked number 1 in D1. The Wildcats undefeated. They're led by Iowa commit Taylor Stremlow, so we got a turnover, travel now on top of that, but a gauntlet of a schedule. And then they lost to a really good team in Minnesota that at one time was ranked in the top 10 in the state over there. Those are the 4 Polar Bears losses.
6 turnovers for Neenah, Brett. That's a little bit of an eyesore in the second half. Lily out
That's
to Martin.
Wow. 15 points for Martin and another timeout, and the Polar Bears now taking over.
13-point lead, Brett. That's tough. Let me tell you, let everyone know I'm one of the voters on the Associated Press poll every week, Brett. For the girls, I believe I had Hortonville 3rd, Kimberly 4th, and Neenah 5th, right in a row. So that's how much I think of the 3 teams here in the FVA.
Pair of triples for Martin, Ricardo. 15 points from, obviously Rainey Wilson, but well, who do you stop? You got Werner doing her thing, Martin doing her thing. You got the Pepler sisters. I mean, you just look up and down. Fain with a triple, Paige Lilly with a bucket early, just playing good defense. Boy, up and down, it's tough to kind of. Okay, you try to take Wilson out. Well, you got other girls who can make you pay. And tonight, really, Julian Martin, one of those that is doing just that. .13-point edge for the Polar Bears as we look at our Cellcom ETS performance scoreboard. 62-49, Hortonville with the lead. Wasn't all that long ago, Ricardo, when the Rockets had the edge.
Yeah, 47-46. That was 8:28 left, Brett, in the second half, and less than 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
Look at the turnaround.
Number of 3-point plays. Fueling this run by the Polar Bears. The and one way, and there's a bell. Strong on that. Rebound Wilson. And some triples as well. Boy, Martin, I thought maybe was going to step into that one. Instead, we're going to have Pepler take it short. And, I thought maybe Carden, number 23, Callie, number 22. What are we going to get here? Off of, I guess, Martin's leg.
And that's a turnover for Hortonville, only the second
now,
of the half.
Kind of feels like now or never for the Rockets to make this run.
And it can happen. We've seen Neenah before go on some runs, Brett, to get this within a possession or two. They have a little bit more than 4 minutes left. It can be done. Here's the bell.
Good feed. And there you go. There's Buss with a triple on a great pass by Zabel.
The key, Brett, is to not allow any easy points on the Hortonville possession. If they're going to score, you're going to have to make them work for it. Warner, top of the key.
Warner's just going to hold it right now.
Yeah, Hortonville has just spread the floor a little bit, Brett.
No rush. 19 fouls for the Rockets, so the next one, double bonus, so 2 free throws coming.
Oh, look at Pepler.
Pepler can't get it to fall. Boy, big defensive rebound. Buss comes up with it.
Brett, that just rimmed right out.
Yeah, and Zabel, I thought she was going to take it. Instead, she gets a drive, and she's offensive foul.
Oh, wow.
Thought she kind of moved out of the way, Ricardo. Kind of did that Euro step move.
I thought so, too, and I thought maybe that was going to be a foul on Pepler.
Boy, you can hear the Neenah fans irate after that one, and definitely a tough call against Zabel.
Tough call with 3:27 left. We're at a 10-point lead for the Polar Bears over the Rockets on your Cellcom ETS scoreboard. Here's Pepler. Diedrich's on her.
Wow. Callie Pepler, beautiful move to get inside, a little bit of a floater, and she's got 8. There's Pepler there on the closeout. Zabel, just not enough space.
Oh, knocked away by Callie Pepler, but possession will stay with Neenah.
Klesmit, she's got the screen, will take it from the top, strong. Jones with the board.
They're going to call her for traveling. 7th turnover for Neenah, Brett. And that's too bad because Amaya Jones has 8 rebounds on the night, Brett. But, yeah, just took a little bit too many steps there in the paint. And the 7th, again, turnover for Neenah, Brett. That's really been their Achilles heel in the second half.
Boy, now if you're Hortonville, what's the rush, right? There's no need to let anything fly. You got to take care of the ball. Good hands by Paige Lilly there along that sideline. But otherwise, you just make the Rockets come out and foul you. Zabel going against Wilson. Oh, Wilson just got right around. Somehow missed the shot, though.
Oh, and they're saying possession goes to Neenah.
No, I think they're saying a foul on Hortonville instead.
Okay. Oh, it's on Warner. Good call, Brett. You got the eagle eyes there. But that will be a shooting foul.
Yeah, Warner, that's her 4th. But, yeah, 7th team foul, so 1-1 coming up for Amaya Jones.
1-1.
Jones now with 4 points. Kind of look at the big three. Hortonville 1-0 against Neenah, 1-1 against Kimberly. Neenah 0-1 against Hortonville, 1-1 against Kimberly. Of course, Kimberly 1-1 against both teams. So, for the most part, these 3 great teams in the Fox Valley Association all ranked in the top 10, just taking their turns.
That foul's going to be called on Diedrich.
Of course, if you're Kimberly, you're thinking, I'm glad we're not in this sectional.
You're right.
Right?
That would be just not fair. Yeah, again, Brendan, I feel pretty good about Kimberly's chances in that other sectional, don't you?
Oh, no doubt.
Maybe popping through to state. Pepler.
Looking at the remaining schedule, too. Hortonville has Notre Dame and then Appleton West. The Rockets, Oshkosh West, and then Kimberly after tonight, Kaukauna and Appleton East. As you're trying to figure out how this FVA is going to play out. But right now, looking like the Polar Bears on their way to clinching no worse than the share. And with Appleton West, the only team remaining on that schedule for them, you got to feel pretty good, Ricardo, about an FVA outright title.
I do too. I would feel that they're definitely in the driver's seat in that situation.
That's Michaela Werner's 5th, so she fouls out with 1:42 to go, but Hortonville up 13. Yeah, because you look at Appleton West on the girls' side, looking at the FVA standings, if I can find them here in the game notes, 0-15 in league play, so. Klesmit with 15 points. Again, check out Bill Glasheen's photo gallery later tonight on postgresson.com. I see Bill down there. Sure, he's getting a bunch of great shots Ricardo will have some sort of, I guess, write-up right after the game.
Yeah, for the roundup that comes out later tonight, I'll have a little something. And then, whoa, as we see Lily.
And one coming for Paige Lilly.
I'll have a little bit more on this game for my prep chatter column, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to lead that with the sectional parent, or not sectional, the seedings,
the
brackets and the seedings and things like that.
A whole bunch of good stuff. Be sure to get a digital subscription, 6 months for $1. Gets you unlimited digital access to any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin sites. You can find a subscribe tab or area at the top right of any of our sites, including postcrescent.com, so check that out. Again, the next 6 months, just $1 unlimited digital access to any of your devices. And you can certainly see some of Ricardo's subscriber-only content. Ooh, bus. And what do we have here? A foul against the Rockets.
Well, Brett, I don't know if you can really you cannot say enough about this performance by Hortonville.
Particularly when the Rockets took the lead, and something just seemed to kind of ignite. Hortonville kind of dialed it up, went to even another level, and quickly regained the lead, and then really a big run that took control. Propelled by some three-point plays and some three-point buckets. I think there were 4 combined in that stretch.
Important free throws there from the freshman, Brett. Biggest lead of the night for Hortonville. Zabel goes in for her.
And the Rockets going to take another timeout.
I'm just impressed with Hortonville's depth, Brett.
Right.
They have good lanes. And then Wilson, obviously, is just superb. They really do a great job of getting the loose balls, just seemingly coming up with big plays, and it's not just Wilson doing it. It's all the members of the team. You know, they do have some really good reserves. I mean, Julian Martin kind of pops out for me. Emmy Fain.
Yeah. Yep, I'm sure if you're AC Clothier, you're going to like that combination of Wilson and Martin next year, along with Cardin Pepler.
And there's someone's grandma just getting the Hortonville crowd all pumped up. You get that, Rosie?
Just wanted to say 20 points now for Allie Zabel on that bucket. She came into tonight with the 9th highest scoring average in the state in all divisions. She also, her 91 threes now make it 93 threes. She has 2 triples tonight. That is the most in the state in any division. She's also number 1 in the state in the WisSports.net leaderboard, the three-point leaderboard. It has a top percentage, so top 2 get to duke it out in each of the 5 divisions as part of the state tournament as a three-point contest.
Neenah has to foul here, Brett. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing here. Maybe it's not wanting to foul Wilson. I get that.
And they're going to get Klesmet now.
Way too many seconds went off the clock, though, on that possession. Again, Hortonville made it to state last year, Brett.
Yeah, they did, right? Lost to Kettle Moraine, right? The defending division.
Heck of a team. That was an outstanding team.
I should say the team that went on to win the D1 title, Hortonville losing to the Lasers in the state semifinals. I think I remember Hortonville started out pretty good in that game.
Yeah, they had, is it Grochelski? Grochelski played for them, and then Braylon Torres, another fantastic player for them. That was a stacked Kettle Moraine team as almost a steal.
29 points now in those free throws for Rainey Wilson. And Fisher with a bucket for the Rockets, another timeout. Rockets will burn that final timeout. with 22.7 seconds to go. Again, join us Tuesday night. We're going to be at Freedom High School. Great Northeastern Conference boys game between the Irish and FVL, ranked in the top 10 in Division II. Freedom, I think, should be getting at least some votes in D3. They're playing outstanding ball right now.
I may give them a 10th place vote.
Led by Donovan Davis, the sensational, the Fab Frosh, right?
But we'll see, Brett, because, I guess that's Tuesday's game. I will have my votes in already. You know, if they beat FVL, I think that'll open up more eyes.
Okay. For the following week.
For the following week, yeah.
And then I don't know what we're going to be doing kind of at the end of the season. We'll get a boys game in there, but then we start turning our focus, Ricardo, to these brackets and some playoff matchups. We will be streaming playoff games again this season, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom and ETS Performance Scoreboard.
Well, Brett, it might be just you and Rosie because, of course, I turned into Wrestling Boy.
Yeah.
Around that same time with the wrestling tournament.
Mike Sherry might be able to help us out a little bit.
Yep.
And again, don't forget about the tournament announcement. Girls basketball brackets Sunday at 11 a.m. as part of a live show.
I think I might be able to help you that Thursday, Brett, because I think for individual state wrestling, I go down Friday and Saturday.
Okay, we'll see how it all plays out.
So, yeah, I'll be more than willing to help out on one of those. Might be a sectional semifinal.
All depends on matchups and what looks good. And wouldn't mind seeing the Neenah boys another time or two down the stretch with how well they're playing. You know, Kimberly boys have been playing well, so some teams really peaking at the right time.
Definitely the Neenah boys surging right now.
Yeah, the return of Luke Young's been big for them. Final seconds ticking away, and we're going to get a jump ball with 12.4 seconds to go. So there'll be a little bit of celebrating here in the Ville tonight, Ricardo. The Polar Bears on their way to clinching a share of the FVA championship.
Julian Martin has had a nice game. I think I might talk to her as well as Wilson, but what's her point total up to, Brett?
Martin?
Yeah.
Well, let me see here. I have her for 15 points.
Yeah, very nice game for her. Again, that's all off the, calling it the
jump ball.
All that off the bench.
Yeah, that's a good spark off the bench. She's a nice-looking player and had a big night tonight. Hit some big shots. She was had the and one during that critical surge for the Polar Bears after Neenah had taken the lead.
8th turnover for Neenah, Brett.
So Hortonville, Ricardo, about to go to 2-0 against the Rockets this season. And again, we'll see how the brackets look, but you got to think these two teams are going to be one more time in the playoffs, right?
There's going to be another matchup, I'm going to guess.
And more than likely on the neutral floor. Maybe Appleton East, or we'll see how it goes. But there is the final buzzer, 73-59. Hortonville with the victory and a share, no worse than a share, of the Fox Valley Association Championship. Be sure to follow Ricardo on Twitter at Ricardo De Leon. He's updating his Twitter with the final score.
Yep.
Before he heads out, we'll ask him to give us some final thoughts on this one as well.
Yeah, so Polar Bears at least a share, right, Brett?
That's correct.
All right. So, look, let's just say this right now. The chances are very good they're going to meet for a third time. Now, Hortonville, 2 wins. One was a very close win the first time. This time it got close, 47-46 at one point. I think we can both agree that both teams have gotten better, but Hortonville has really started to hit its stride now, Brett. 47-46, I was wondering a little bit what's going to happen there. Neenah just worked really hard to take that 1-point lead. And how did Hortonville respond? They responded what AC Clothier wants, how he wants his team to respond, right? With a 10-11-0 run in there to take control and kind of put then Neenah back in chase mode again. I think that's a sign of a really good team, Brett, when you take the best punch of a team that was really really fighting for a share of this conference title as well. They had conference title hopes, and able to do that in an impressive manner. I'm really impressed with Hortonville, Brett. Now, I really am interested in seeing how they're going to fare next week when they play Notre Dame in a non-conference matchup, Brett. You could be seeing, obviously, Notre Dame, in my opinion, the best team in D2. I don't care what Pewaukee did to them early in the year. I think they're the best team in the state. I want to see how they fare against the Tritons up at Notre Dame, Brett. And for Neenah, look, you have another shot at this. The postseason now is what matters. Forget about the Fox Valley Association title. Concentrate on getting better, because they also have a roster, Brett, that I could see playing at the Resch Center. It's about them finishing some of those layups and all that kind of stuff around the hoop, playing a little bit better defense, and cutting down on the defensive or mistakes. Too many turnovers, 8 turnovers in the second half. Some of those were unforced. Neenah's a team that you're going to think, with Coach Brownell, is going to be there at the end for a possible third matchup with Hortonville. I'll be shocked if they didn't meet again.
I will be too. Could be a sectional championship based on how the pairings come out. But again, assuming, I should say, Ricardo, Kimberly girls are taking on Oshkosh North tonight in Kimberly. Oshkosh North down on the girls' side. I'm assuming the Papermakers win that one. If somehow the Spartans just beat the Papermakers tonight, then that would give both Neenah and Kimberly 3 conference losses. Hortonville is the outright champs, but I'm assuming that Kimberly's winning that game tonight against Oshkosh North. That keeps Kimberly with 2 conference losses. Hortonville just with the one now at 16-1, with Appleton West coming up to finish off the schedule. So Polar Bears in position to win it all outright. Good stuff.
Yeah, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday, my friend. Enjoy the Super Bowl.
You too. Who you picking?
I'm going to go 49ers.
All right, I'm going Chiefs.
Okay. All right, gentlemen, we'll see you again next week.
Sounds good. Ricardo, we'll see you Tuesday. I'm going to run down the scoring and then shut things down for Hortonville. Paige Lilly with 4. Wilson with a game-high 29. Werner with 7. Martin with 15. Callie Pepler with 11. Cardin Pepler with 4. And Fain with 3 for the Rockets. Zabel with 20. And again, congratulations to Allie Zabel, now 4th all-time in the state's career scoring list. What an accomplishment for just a sensational player. Buss with 11. Klesmet with 16. Dietrich with 2. Bartman with 2. Fisher with 4. Jones with 4. With the win, the Polar Bears, the 4th-ranked Polar Bears, improved to 18-4 overall, 16-1 now in FVA play. No worse than share of the FVA championship for the Polar Bears. Up next, they're at Notre Dame. That's Tuesday, non-conference matchup. Big game. Notre Dame ranked number 2 in the state in Division II, the 3-time defending state champs. Tip-off is scheduled for 7 p.m. The 7th-ranked Rockets fall to 19-4 overall, 14-3 in league play. They're at Oshkosh West next game. That's Thursday night, FVA regular season finale. Tip-off is scheduled for 6 p.m. As for us, we're back at it Tuesday again. Varsity game of the week. This time we're going checking out the boys. Freedom hosting FVL in a great Northeastern Conference matchup. We're going to go live around 7 o'clock at Freedom High School. Looking forward to that one. 2 outstanding teams. And don't forget, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom, ETS Performance, and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. For a limited time at Cellcom, get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on them with a new line activation. Life opens up with a Galaxy. Visit cellcom.com/deals for details. ETS Performance is the leading provider of sports performance training for athletes across the Midwest and Northeast Wisconsin. Visit etsperformance.com to schedule your free athlete evaluation today at the ETS location nearest you. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. They have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email at Cooney's, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo, for Rosie and the crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Hortonville High School. Once again, the final score tonight: Polar Bears